Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new edition of USG Alumni Talks. I'm Dania. I work at the American Center Tashkent. And last week, we celebrated International Day of Women and Girls in Science. So for our today's session, we have invited a TechWomen program alumna, Nargiza Kholmatova. We will be hearing from her about her exchange experience and a project called Iot Workshop. Nargiza Kholmatova is a self-taught programmer. She holds an undergraduate degree in finance from the Namangan Engineering and Economics Institute. Nargiza is passionate about helping to make STEM education accessible to more girls and women. She is the Microblog's ambassador to Central Asia, a global nonprofit whose mission is to make STEM education accessible to all. She currently works at UNDP Uzbekistan on a project that is focused on women empowerment, gender equality issues, and making STEM accessible to all women and girls. And as I mentioned, today she will be talking about her TechWomen Experience and the IoT Workshop. Hello, Nargiza. Welcome to our live studio.
Hello, Dania. Thank you so much for having me today. It's a pleasure to be here. And happy International Women's and Girls Day in Tech.
Thank
Even
you.
though we celebrated it last week. So yeah, thanks again.
We support it throughout the years.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So
much.
with that, I'm pulling out your presentation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
so, well, before we get started, I want to just make a small disclaimer for guys who will be joining us today. My presentation and talk today will be about fully focused for girls and women in STEM, but we'll appreciate if you stay with us and later share this information with your sisters and colleagues or friends who might be interested in learning more about this. So let's get started then. So a little bit from my background, as Dania already told, that I have my bachelor's degree in finance, and I am currently working at UNDP project, which is focused on women empowerment issues like gender equality, bringing more women and girls into STEM fields. And last year, we collaborated with Tech Innovation, a global program, which is dedicated to helping women and girls to learn like programming skills and building mobile apps. And it was such a great, fulfilling experience for me personally. And we keep continue these type of programs throughout the year. And I'm really happy to be a part of this project. So today I'll be talking about my TechWomen experience and IoT workshops, as you might have guessed from the name of the workshops today. So first, yeah, thanks. TechWomen. First time I heard about TechWomen, I think it was 2017 from the 2016 cohort Saida Yusupova. During one of those UNDP workshops, she introduced me to this program. During that period, I was teaching myself coding and learning about the startup culture in Tashkent, and I was really interested in going into this field. And she told me that don't you apply for this program? And in 2019, I did apply, and I was lucky enough to be accepted because it was such an incredible experience for me. So, and TechWomen is one of the unique programs out there available, I think, for women and girls in STEM field, and which is financed by State Department of US and brings emerging leaders from STEM from across the Africa, Central Asia, and South Asia and Middle East to mentorship and exchange program in the US. and the program mainly based in San Francisco and Bay Area, and the last part is usually hosted in Washington, D.C. It's a 5-week program based of project-based mentorship program where you'll be working on a specific project you want to work on. And besides that program, you get to have develop your leadership skills and networking skills, and they will be hosting various career development workshop, which is hugely benefit. You can get benefited from them. And last but not least, it's cultural exchange, and you get to see, not like San Francisco itself, like Silicon Valley itself. It's a very unique place to be, because there are a lot of people from various cultural backgrounds work and live there. And not only that, you get to see and meet people, participants of TechWomen program from Africa, Central Asia, and Middle East. Uh, those are incredibly successful women, and doing their own career and leaderships, and doing various projects in their own countries, and contributing to development of STEM fields in their own countries. So that's very unique, as I said, program. And I'll talk about now about my own experience during this program. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, main part of this program is a project-based mentorship program, where you'll be placed in a hosting company and spend about 3 weeks of internship, and you'll have your mentors with you that will be guiding you through this whole process, and help you to achieve whatever goals you might have set out to achieve during this program. And I've had Sarah and Raj in this one of these pictures. You might see them, and they helped me to. And I did my mentorship program as a small data analysis project, and they both of my mentors hugely helped me to go through it and like finish it during this program. And it was amazing when we first arrived at the host companies, that you would get a full experience of host company workers, like regular workers. I mean, you'll get your own desk, laptop, and space for you to do your work on your small projects. And also you can meet with other people in the company and ask them questions, and see what kind of projects they're working on. I get to see software engineer teams at 23andMe, which was, by the way, my hosting company. It's a biotech company. And other team members, like product managers, and even head of the departments. You can just fire up your calendar and see who's available, and you can schedule like a small half an hour session with them and ask your questions. So that was a very unique experience for me, and I will still keep in touch with my mentors, which is amazing. And apart from your mentorship project, you'll be working on your impact project with other participants from your own country. In my case, Uzbekistan. In this picture, in the down below, you can see our team members, and you'll be you'll have your impact coaches, and work on one of those social projects in like what social issues. You can pick any social project that is related to your country, and develop small business, small project which you will be presenting at the end of the program. And if successful, you might get your team members, I mean, can get small seed funding for that project. So yeah, this is briefly about TechWomen and my experience, and I'll be happy to answer any questions and you might have after this session, who will be interested in applying to this program. So I'll share my contact details at the end of the presentation. So on to the next IoT workshops part of this session. Let me begin with IoT, what it is. IoT stands for Internet of Things, that any physical objects that can be can be embedded with sensors, actuators, and can be connected to other devices that you can share information across the internet or other connection sources. For example, it could be a light bulb in your home that you can control with your smartphone, and any other devices that can, physical objects can be Internet of Things. So yeah, I just briefly about background about IoT workshops. Since coming back from TechWomen, as a give back to community, I decided to apply for a small grants program at the US Embassy in Tashkent. Together with my one of the mentors at TechWomen, who Cassie Jory, she was working at that time at Mozilla, and we did apply for this small grants program, and it was successful, and we were awarded with this small grant. And our goal is to help women and girls to learn through hands-on and beginner-friendly workshops to introduce programming concept. That will be offline, live workshops, series of workshops, and we'll introduce physical computing. This is we'll be using microbit. That's a small microcontroller developed by BBC for educational purposes, which is super cool, and it has many features in it that you can do many things with tiny microcontrollers. And we'll be using microblocks, block-based programming language that's very intuitive compared to other text-based programming languages, because when you get started with programming, it might be very daunting and intimidating because of that syntactical and technical jargons you need to memorize and learn before even getting started with programming. So what I like about microblocks is that it just abstracts away all the technical jargon and lets you to jump into programming different things with physical objects, and which is, I think, very amazing. We have a dedicated website called computingforall.fun. You can check out, and we have all the information about what the workshops look like, what we'll be teaching. And the most important part is that we'll be providing everything you need, hardware, and laptops, and all the workshops will be COVID restrictions followed. So we'll make sure that. And yeah, could you please pull up the next slide, please, Tanya? Thank you. So for the demonstration purposes, I just you can see in this slide what is microblocks interface looks like. It's, as I mentioned, it's a block-based programming language, which is easy to use. You just install it in your laptop and you get up and running it. You can connect this microbit to your computer and start programming with drag and drops, all the blocks, which is very, very intuitive. So you don't need to memorize or learn any syntax for this purposes, and you get immediately output on this microblocks device results of your program. So yeah, which is cool. And I won't get into very details about how this programming language works and features about microbit today, but be sure to check out our website and sign up for workshops, and we'll be giving you like introduction in the full workshops, full features of this microbit. So next slide, please. Oh yeah, that's video. So yeah, just screen recorded quickly that the website, what it looks like, and all the information you need, what we'll be teaching, how we'll be teaching you, and you can find all the information about about the program, and it's very easy. You just have to go to register for the workshops, upcoming workshops, just to page register and fill out all the information and submit it. And we will send out invitation. We accept the applications on a rolling basis, which means that you can apply, submit your registration at any time of the year, and we'll, once we get enough of the participants, we will be sending out the emails and inviting with the program details and date, place, and yeah, that's super easy, and we'll be happy to see you on our next workshops. So here are my contact details. The best way to reach me is the email address at Gmail, and feel free to reach out me through my mobile phone, which is connected to Telegram. I'll be happy to answer all of your questions. And yeah, that's it for today, I guess. And Dania, if I'll be happy now to answer any questions we might have.
Thank you so much for this great presentation. And I want to tell everyone while we're live, Nargiza is ready to answer your questions. Please put them under this video in the comment section, and we will get them answered.
Yep.
Until that, I want to ask you about the tech companies you visited during your TechWomen program. I saw some pictures you sent me for the poster, and it was hard to choose from because really cool backgrounds. Can you tell me more about these companies and what was your impression?
So absolutely, we get to see many other tech companies out there in Silicon Valley, like Twitter, Pinterest, Airbnb. I think it was Microsoft as well, and yeah, many more. Like this program was jam-packed with the like various workshops and very different companies, and we get to see employees, and they shared how they about their work, and it was such a unique experience for us. So every day will be a very different company. So if today we went to Twitter, next day will be Google and other companies. So which is cool. So yeah, it was unbelievable, to be honest, to be in this program and being able to see to interact with like employees of these companies and get a like life experience of what is to be like working in this, being in this companies of Silicon Valley.
What were your main takeaways from this program?
My main takeaways. So if you, as it might sound very simple, if you set out any goal, that's very achievable, and there are many supporters out there that, or people might be willing to help you, which is clearly demonstrated through this program, because all the mentors and impact coaches and volunteers of this program were so willing to help us, and they were doing this 100% like voluntarily for free to help, in order to help us to get the fullest experience of this program, and in the end achieve our goals, like whether it could be a career goal or any other goals you might have set out for yourself throughout the program. So yeah, that was incredible. And
Thank you.
by even today, I feel like I'm still in contact with some of the mentors, and which like who are very supportive, and yeah.
Mhm. That's great. So, speaking about volunteers, are you involving any volunteers to your current project that you're working on, this IoT workshop?
Yeah, we'll be happy to have any volunteers, of course. Would be great to have if anyone would be interested in joining our team. We'll be super happy and grateful, because will
What
be
is
really
the,
helpful to have. Yeah.
yeah, thank you. Is it open for girls only or for women?
Uh, yeah, it's open
Maybe
for
with each.
missed. Sorry, I've missed the main part. It's open for girls. It's fully designed for women and girls, and we'll be hosting it in various languages of preferences of participants. It could be in English if they prefer, and it could be in Russian also. It could be in Uzbek as well. Yeah,
That's great. When you launch it, we would be happy to hear successful stories
definitely,
from the
definitely.
participants. We have a question from Gulshan Mahmudova. She says, "Thank you for sharing this, Nargiza. What are some successful projects that participants have done after participating in the program?"
That's a good question. Thanks, Gulshan, for your question. There are many programs, projects, people like participants after successfully implementing after the TechWomen program. Uh, One of the greatest examples would be Yelena Seleznyova and Saida Yusupova in Uzbekistan, starting this Technovation program, and which was super successful. Even today, they continue to do this program host, and some other programs that from other countries. What which comes to my mind is from a girl. There was a girl from Egypt who built a social app that will help vulnerable peoples of her country to access various information, and she was also I think she won, also successfully launched, and then after she won also one of the competitions in her own country for successfully doing this social project. So There are many projects those amazing women are doing and implementing to this day, and I hope it's going to continue this way.
We
Yeah.
hope to. Great. We
Yeah.
have another question from Sofia Gavhar Talipova. Is there women with children employee in Silicon Valley companies, or this industry is mainly for single male workers? That's a great question.
That's great question. Thank you, Sophia, again for your question. And I can like specifically from my experience, I can share you like at the company at 23andMe biotech company I was in. They were fully supportive of women who have children, and there was one woman walking with the baby. What is this called thing?
Stroller?
Stroller. Yeah, she had a recently baby, and she was given opportunity to come to the office with her like child in her like infant child and continue to working, which was really amazing. Excuse me, amazing. So she continued after giving birth, like after a couple of months, I believe, because and then all these companies we went to, they had special rooms designed for if you have kids who you can bring to your office while you're working. They will be in a in this playground. There will be specific one person who will be looking after them while you're working. So whenever you need to bring your child to your work because there's no one else in your family to look after your kid, so you can bring your kid to the office while you're working, which was amazing. So it is not only for single male workers, definitely. So if you're a mother with a child, so you can fully uh, come and continue your work after, like, whenever you want to return for your work, like from maternity leave. So
That's great.
mhm,
Thank you. Yeah,
yeah,
Gulshan agrees that Saida and Yelena are doing great job.
mhm,
Also, you mentioned about these microblogs, and in your
yeah.
bio, you say that you are ambassador to Central Asia. Can you tell us more about it? What countries are involved in within the
Yeah.
Central Asia region?
Uh, and not in Central Asia yet. It's just me right now and one girl in Palestine countries, currently one of the ambassadors. And I know someone from Turkey who's also ambassador for TechWomen, which is basically means that you just host, you can be also ambassador easily if you join this program and then like host workshops that's uh, and you will be using microblogs throughout your workshops. That's very easy to do, and but mostly it's currently in the US right now. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'd like to focus on some specific projects that you're going to implement in your IoT workshop.
Mm-hmm.
What are the first projects you have
Mm-hmm.
planned
So
for?
these we have designed these workshops to be very basic introductory workshops for beginners because for those who never like programmed in their life and don't know where to start, so it's going to be very easy project, very small, I would say tiny projects that you can implement like Hello World or like a sensor monitor or temperature monitoring programs we will be designing with participants. So depending on the motivation of the participant, I'm really hoping to extend this program beyond the basics, like more advanced topics, like if anyone is familiar with the Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi recently introduced small microcomputers that you can program as well and do even more advanced things. So yeah, depending on how people, like participants, would love to go beyond that basic level, will be doing more, I hope.
We hope
Yeah.
to.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any other questions from the audience. And
Okay.
with that, I'd like to wrap up our today's session and
Okay.
to say thank you so much, Nargiza, for
Mm-hmm.
being with us today and sharing your great ideas and experience with us.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dania, again. And thanks for everyone who joined us today. And yeah, please reach out to me and I'll be more than happy to help with any questions you might have. Thanks. It was a
Thank you,
pleasure.
everyone who joined and watched us today. See you at our next edition. Bye.
Okay. Bye.